Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video here inside on FS25. Sorry about that. And today we are going to be heading, this is our landscaping series, slash construction series. It's a huge landscaping business. We're also going to do a little bit of construction. I would say this is probably our best landscaping series build yet. We have a couple jobs we have to get done here today. We have a list here at the shop. I'll show y'all once we get up here to the shop. You could just take that way, but you know, I'm not gonna cut through the Case dealership. Alright, so we have quite a bit of stuff we are gonna attempt to get done today. And if we don't get it done today, oh well, it's whatever. So I'll pull in here to the shop. We're gonna head up here into the office. And I will show you all what we have to get done here today. I'm a terrible driver. And once again, sorry everyone if it is laggy on your end. It is laggy on mine. And that's because of how much stuff we have in such a little space. You'll have that really. So it's no biggie. Come over here, turn the shop lights on. Alright, let's head over to the computer here. Alright, so we have the logistics to go ahead and mow. We have this whole little area. Let's say like $150 contract we have with them. They send us a check every single time we mow, which is about once a week. And we have a residential house right across from there. We're going to be working on today. And since it is a Saturday, we don't have anybody in the shop working today. We are the only ones working today, unfortunately. So we are going to get this job done ourselves. And make it as efficient as possible. Or attempt to be as efficient as possible. It's just a couple small jobs. Not a huge deal. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and park. Just like right over here. Just make it easy on getting the mowers in. Okay. We'll just grab these two right here. Pretty sure this is Skag. I don't know what it is. Tiger. This is like one of the mowers I'm going to be running this summer on my actual landscaping job. This is almost slightly based off on how that operation is. Believe it or not, it's huge. They do tree removal and all that stuff that we are doing, and they do excavating as well. That's why we have all this excavating stuff as well. Snow removal and lawn maintenance. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this as realistic as possible. because this is going to be my actual job this summer. I just got hired this week, actually, of when I am posting this. So, and I hope Mason really likes this series, since it's kind of his idea for me to do landscaping series, and he thinks they do pretty good. So, I might have to hire in Mason here as a content manager. Close that door up. Take the F-150 out of here. We don't really rock with any specific brands in this series. We just really rock with what we got. We're not picky. So, alright. Here we are. Over here at the logistics place. Oh, shit. Shoot. Sorry. Here we are. And then this here is going to be our next yard to do. We will just park it up over here. I don't want to park in front of any docks or anything. So yeah, both of these mowers are going to be two kinds of mowers I'm going to be operating this summer, and I'm really excited to experiment with different kinds of mowers, since I've really never used these kinds of mowers, or at least stand on zero turns. I've used rideable zero turns. I've never used this kind, so I'm very excited to learn how to use them. And yeah, once again, I'm going to try and keep this as realistic as possible. Are we actually mowing it? Yeah, we are. Okay. Just kind of wondering if we were actually even mowing anything, but we are. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty straightforward yard to do. It's going to be pretty easy, just easy up and down, pretty much, for at least this part. We're not going to do any special patterns with it. I mean, one, it is farm sim, they don't show up, and it's a little complex for the trees here. I mean, we could, but it would be not as efficient, to say the least. Hopefully I don't mow like this and hope for on my job here this summer. I'd be getting fired the first week. Wow, that was bad. That was bad. It's not good mowing. And this is also a pretty big residential area as well. And if you guys are wondering what map I'm playing on, it is called Iowa Points of View. It is all platforms, crossplay. Find it in Mod Hub. I couldn't find a good PC only map that is made for, that has a town in it. I could only find console mods or all platform mods. I really looked for a detailed map for a landscaping series, and I couldn't find one. But if you guys have any recommendations in the future within any of our next series, just please go ahead and let me know down below in the comments, and I will definitely make sure to look at them. And yeah, This is pretty straightforward yard, but you know, with the grass not being as tall as it would typically be, it's a little difficult to figure out where you're mowing. So, but it's okay though. I think it looks better with this kind. It's more realistic instead of just super duper tall grass. Mow straight through all these weeds and gunk here. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this little part finished up, and then I will get back over to you guys once we move on to the other part of the yard. Okay, so I went ahead and finished up over there. Now we're back onto this part, and yeah, you know, if you guys are really gonna like this series and the Grandpa's Farm series, I'm gonna continue to upload on. Oh shoot, I'm gonna continue to upload averagely. I took another break. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know. I just didn't feel like posting. But now we're back. I know Mason's been getting on my ass for it, but I'm gonna pre-upload videos, pre-record them, so we can be consistent with uploads. And let's grow the channel a bit. You know, I'm really hoping we can do that. Really grow the channel. And yeah, maybe eventually I'll get a better PC and a better setup. But I mean, my PC is getting a little old. We're looking on 2 years now. This is gonna be its third. Yeah, 2026. It's gonna be its third. I'm pretty sure. But that's fine. It's honestly not too terrible for a computer. So there we go. We finished up with this one. We will get our, I'm assuming we'll get our check here shortly, within the next few days. I'm gonna go ahead and get our bigger mower out for this residential yard, since it mows better on residential yards than commercial. We really put our time and effort into residential yards instead of these residential places, since they are typically a bit smaller and we don't really get as paid much for them, believe it or not. So we're gonna go ahead and get started over here. Yeah, they have quite a bigger area we need to mow and a little bit more complex. So we typically charge more for places like these. Property line is pretty mid too. It goes. I'm assuming it goes back to here. Assuming in between, maybe the HOA owns between yards. I'm not sure. The city owns. I'm not too sure. But this tree to this tree. But I really hope you guys are going to enjoy this landscaping series, as currently it's my favorite one. I'm sure it's gonna be all the other ones in video and performance. It's probably gonna be most efficient as well, most professional, most realistic, and yeah. Okay, so believe it or not, I forgot to hit record, and I just yapped the whole time, completely to myself. But we are back here doing this yard, and I don't know where I left off and forgot to hit record, but it happened. Or maybe the record ended. I don't know. But like I was saying, I really want you guys to let me know down below in the comments on how how you guys like it. I'm really hoping you guys are liking the series I'm trying to put out, and I'm going to start trying harder on the videos. I know I don't try really hard, but I'm going to try harder with the series and stuff, so especially like landscaping, row crop farm, that sort of stuff. I mean, those are really my favorite type of series to do. This is probably going to be one of our most realistic series, since I can really relate to what I'm doing. Since this is going to be my actual IRL job. So yeah. I will resemble what I do in the real workforce, like we do in Farm Sim. So like if we do construction stuff, I'll throw in some construction stuff. Tree removal, I'll throw in some tree removal. Because that is all the stuff we do: excavating, lawn maintenance, fertilization, all of that sort of stuff. And we do have some fertilization stuff on this series as well that we will be using eventually. So yeah. Okay, we are almost finishing up with this yard, and I'm so sorry I forgot to hit record. I'm sorry if part of this video will be messed up. That is going to be completely my fault, because I lost probably about 10 minutes of footage. So that's my fault. I deeply apologize, and this next episode will not be messed up, as I will make sure that does not happen. But we are almost done with this yard. We have the little stuff to do up front and around the house, like the front yard. Well, this is typically how I mow IRL. These are the mowers that we are going to be using IRL too. I know when I did my own lawn care business, that sort of stuff, I mean, it really wasn't a business. It was just like I had business cards and it didn't succeed, sort of thing. I used my John Deere Z-Track that I use for my house. There's definitely a big difference between commercial mowers and your residential mower. It doesn't really take a genius to figure that one out, but you can still do what you have to do. It just won't be as efficient. See, like this, you would be having one guy work on one place and the other working on the other. Like one guy working on one house and the other guy working on the other house. It's how it would work in real life, but I probably wouldn't be able to get a crew in any of these series until the next Farming Simulator, once I have things a little more organized. We don't know what the next Farming Simulator will be either. I'm guessing it'll be Farm Sim 28 or something. And we started producing content in 22. Wow. So that'd be like 3 Farm Sims we produce content for. If this is Farm Sim 25, yeah. Wow. Okay. But anyways, we have finished these 2 places. We will get the big mower back in here. This was our little Saturday run today. In our next episode, we will get into a little bit more complex things. I hope you guys are going to be ready for that episode. It'll be a little bit more detailed of an episode. And yeah. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.